2 hours. That's how long this game has to impress me enough to keep playing. Otherwise, it gets refunded through Steam's 2-hour refund policy. So let's see if it has what it takes to pass the test. This is the Steam Refund Review. Dave the Diver is a game. Okay, admittedly, it's kind of hard to concisely describe what kind of game this is exactly, but we'll get into that later. For now, just know that it's a sushi restaurant management type game with RPG elements that ends up being so much more than just that. The Steam description for Dave the Diver reads, Dave the Diver is a casual single-player adventure RPG featuring deep sea exploration and fishing during the day and sushi restaurant management at night. Join Dave and his quirky friends as they seek to uncover the secrets of the mysterious blue hole. And if you're thinking, man, that game sounds weird but kind of cool at the same time, then yeah, you're pretty much spot on. I've never even heard anything about this game besides it's just a lot of fun, so I'm going in 100% blind. This is also normally the part of the review where I talk about how I feel about the game's genre before playing, but I really don't even know if I understood what the game's genre was before I dove in. Dove in, get it? But hey, based on the description, it's an action-adventure RPG and management sim, and I love RPGs, and I've also enjoyed quite a few management/sim games in the past as well, so I'm hoping for the best with this one. Dave the Diver has a 97% positive rating on Steam with just under 115,000 reviews at the time of this video, so it's definitely got a lot of hype from those who have played it. Alright, so let's go ahead and see if that hype is justified. So when I first started the game, I was met with a short cutscene of a guy chilling on the beach before getting on an airplane. And that guy was Dave. I was then introduced to an NPC with a lot of personality who had this grandiose idea to start a sushi bar. There was just one problem. He needed a way to get the sushi and a way to help serve the customers. So that's where Dave, the main playable character, comes in. As a professional diver, Dave was the obvious choice to catch the fish, but was also basically forced to be the server at the sushi bar as well. So we'll see how he does at that. Initially, I was a little overwhelmed by all the gameplay systems at work, but I was quickly able to get over that because while the game throws a lot at you, everything it throws at you is entertaining and simple enough for anyone to understand. I was able to tell pretty quick that I enjoyed the gameplay and how much personality the NPCs had, but did it continue to impress me as I kept playing closer to the 2-hour mark? Let's break it down a bit more to find out. Alright, so starting with gameplay, man, there's going to be a lot of information here. So during the day, you go diving to collect fish, resources, artifacts, and a bunch of other stuff. During the night, you help manage the restaurant by serving customers, making the menu for the night, cleaning up their dishes, and so on. So let's talk about daytime activities first. You're equipped with a diving suit, oxygen tank, harpoon, and a carrying case, all of which are upgradable. You'll swim around and catch fish by either reeling them in with your harpoon or literally shooting them and stabbing them, and those fish can later on be used to make sushi for the restaurant. As you swim around, there's also a fair bit of an exploration element. You can only go so far unless you upgrade your diving suit, and the further you go, the more there seems to be to discover, and the more dangerous fish to encounter. As you explore, you can discover crates with new types of weapons to be used against fish, resources such as ore, scrap metal, or wood, and other various items that NPCs ask you to collect to progress their quests. And when you swim around, there's a lot of marine threats to watch out for, like sharks, eels, and pufferfish. And yeah, that's the basics of the daytime, so let's talk about the nighttime activities. During the night, you'll be doing some pretty basic restaurant management sim stuff. You'll serve customers sushi, pour their green tea, clean up their dishes, and so on. Every time the customer makes an order, the timer for their order starts, and the faster you can get them their order, the better score they'll give you and the better tip. The game also introduces a social media aspect later on where you'll upgrade your restaurant based on how popular the restaurant's social media page is, which I think is determined by how fast you serve customers. Towards the end of my 2 hours, the game also introduces a mechanic where you could hire staff to help manage the restaurant as well, but I only got as far as putting out help wanted ads before my time was up. So yeah, geez, there's a lot of gameplay mechanics going on here, but it's a very unique, clever, and fun gameplay loop. So moving on to story, I'm not sure if this game has an overarching story, but there seem to be multiple storylines going on at once with each NPC. For example, one guy, Dr. Bacon, wants you to help him uncover an ancient underwater society. Another NPC who studies marine biology has you fetching various samples to further her research. And another one is a clever dolphin who needs your help fending off pirates trying to capture him and his boothang. I'm interested to see just how involved these plot lines will become and whether they're just something for fun or an actual narrative that will unfold with emotion and intrigue. Oh, and there was something about a giant squid at one point, so we'll see if this ends up being like a eldritch horror type thing. But yeah, there's definitely some stories going on here. Alright, moving on next. I personally love the graphics in this game. The pixel art is gorgeous, and it mixes that with some more detailed rendered effects like the clouds and water to make a very aesthetically pleasing game. There's a big difference between graphics and art direction, and this game's art direction is just really well done, and I loved both the underwater environments as well as the NPC designs, restaurant design, and so on. Also, I gotta mention there were some very brief but funny cutscenes that were exceedingly goofy and very well designed that I absolutely loved from the NPCs. And last but not least, the sound design was also really good. The music was calming and zen underwater, and the way the restaurant music sped up as I was in a rush to give everyone their orders filled me with motivation to hurry up. Alright, so overall this game impressed me way more than I thought it would. Like I said, I had heard it was really fun, but I didn't expect to have that much fun. Even though there are a lot of different systems at play, all of them are really fun and well designed, and it has a loop that makes you say, okay, just one more night at the restaurant and then I'll be done. According to howlongtobeat.com, the game takes about 25 hours to beat and about 48 hours on average to fully complete. And guys, this game's only $20 on Steam, so I would say that has incredible value considering its enjoyability and the time that you can sink into it. To give this game a rating on a scale of 1 to 10 so far, based on just the first 2 hours of gameplay, I would already give this game a 9.5 out of 10. I had fun with every activity and I played up to the very last minute because I just wanted to keep going, honestly. So the big question that you've all been waiting for, did it impress me enough to keep in my Steam library and replay it, or should I refund it? I honestly don't think that anyone could play this game for 2 hours and not want to play more. Obviously, I will be replaying this one. I've had a ton of fun with it so far in just the first 2 hours, and I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't done so already. Also, make sure to check out my initial impressions video to see my live first-time reactions to this game. Alright, so what game do you want to see me review next? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And hey, as always, I'll see y'all in the next one.